Hello, friends, and welcome to Ruffing the Passer, the show that talks football, miscellaneous stuff, and mostly football. I'm your host, Sam Ruffing, except today I will not be talking about football, but I will be talking about golf, as it is that time of year, the second week of April, when the top golfers from around the world make their way to Augusta, Georgia, to compete for the green jacket and kick off the major season. 89 players will tee it up on Thursday. Who will win? I have a few guesses. I'll be making 6 picks today, 2 from the PGA Tour, 2 from the Live Golf Tour, and 2 underdogs who I think could maybe win it all if things go their way. My first pick from the PGA Tour will come as a surprise to no one. It's Scottie Scheffler. He's the best player in the world right now. He's the favorite heading into Augusta National. I mean, what more do you want? He's a great ball striker, which is hugely important in any tournament, especially the Masters. I mean, being the best ball striker since Tiger, that's going to give you an advantage. His driving is insane. I mean, he hits the fairway most of the time, still, and while hitting it 310 yards, roughly 315. He hits greens in regulation like no one's business. He's won the Masters before, and he's coming in hot. He won the Players' Championship and the Arnold Palmer Bay Hill Invitational. The only problems with Scottie Scheffler is that his putting can be really bad, although he did switch to a new putter, which won him the Arnold Palmer and the Players' Championship recently. I mean, who knows if he has a solid putting week, or even just a decent putting week. He should be in contention. If he has a good putting week, watch out rest of the field. Of course, there's one other issue. His wife is apparently very pregnant, and if she goes into labor, he will withdraw from the tournament. So that is a slight risk on Scottie Scheffler, but other than that, he is by far the favorite, and with good reason. My second pick is one I really don't want to pick, because I'm not a big fan, but I'm going to pick Rory McIlroy as my second PGA Tour pick. He's historically had troubles at Augusta National. He had a 54-hole lead heading into the 2011 final round and blew it by shooting an 80. He's never won there. His best finish came in 2022 when he finished second to Scottie Scheffler, although Scottie was already way ahead by that point, and it was like garbage time points essentially for Rory. But having said all that, even though he hasn't won a major in 10 years, and even though the Masters has been his bane, I don't know, I feel off about this whole tournament, so I think it could be his time. I know, I don't want it to be, but it could be. I mean, he did leave the PGA Tour policy board, which should really help him. I mean, he said over the last year that he's been a little too distracted, a little too exhausted on the golf course because he's been dealing with all the live golf drama. And now that he's farther away from the live golf drama because he left the board, it might help him out. He also has sought out some advice from Butch Harmon, who about Augusta National, who has obviously coached Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson and Greg Norman and a lot of other great players. So that's some difference heading into the Masters. It might just work out for him. If he can just get those irons in play, those irons a little tighter, he might have a chance here. I really would prefer he not win, but if it happens, it happens. Those are my 2 picks from the PGA Tour. Moving on to Live Golf. Man, picking Live Golf players to win is going to be hard because they only have 13 heading there. And some of them are players who probably won't compete, like Charles Schwartzel and Bubba Watson and Phil Mickelson. And the other contenders each have a flaw heading into Augusta National, like Brooks Koepka. He's probably the favorite for most people out of the Live Tour. However, he did play poorly this last week at Live Golf Miami, so who knows about that. Although Doral National is definitely a different course from Augusta National, so who knows? Maybe it translates well. Joaquin Niemann is another favorite. However, there is a lot of pressure on him, despite probably being the second best player in the world right now, and I don't know if he can overcome that. Bryson has never historically done well at Augusta National. Cam Smith, who knows? I think he'd play well, but again, we'll see. Patrick Reed has not competed for a Masters in a while or a major, so yeah. However, I will be making my picks. My first pick for who I think will win from the Live Golf Tour is Joaquin Niemann. I know what I said earlier, but I'm still picking Joaquin Niemann. He is probably the second best player in the world right now. He won Live Golf Mayakoba. He's won Live Golf at the Saudi, where was it? Live Golf in Saudi Arabia. I can't remember the name. Jeddah. Live Golf Jeddah. He won there. He is one of the best players in the world right now. He hits the ball extremely far, like much farther than he did last year. His iron play is still great. And his putting has improved dramatically over last year. I mean, he was just draining putts. He's just been draining putts all the time recently. I think it could translate well into Augusta. The issue is the pressure, so that might be something to watch out for. But if he can overcome that, he can definitely compete at the 2024 Masters. My second pick for the 2024 Masters from Live Golf would be Cameron Smith. Cam Smith has competed well historically at the Masters. He's coming in with decent form. I mean, he did just lose a playoff to Abraham Answer in Hong Kong a month ago. Now, he did have to withdraw from Miami due to food poisoning, but it wasn't really his own play that was terrible. It was more just food poisoning. He's the best putter in the world by far, so greens shouldn't be an issue for him. He has competed well at Augusta before, I think, as I've said. He finished second to DJ in the 2020 Masters and was in the final group against Scotty Scheffler in 2022. His driver is very much an issue, but if he can keep it just slightly in play this week, he should be deadly, and he has won a major recently, the 2022 Open. I think he'll compete this year. Those are my two Live Golf picks. And now on to my two underdog picks. For the heck of it, I'm going to say Bryson as one of my underdog picks. Why? I don't know. I just like him. But in all honesty, Bryson has never historically done well at Augusta National. His best finish is 21st in his first ever Masters as an amateur. But difference is this year compared to last 2 years where he missed the cut is he has a new driver. It's a Crank Formula Fire driver, which is a long drive driver, which he put in the bag last year when he shot a 58 at the Greenbrier, which is insane. I mean, ever since he switched to that driver, he's been hitting a lot more fairways. It's a more consistent ball flight, just a nice high draw. His iron play has improved tremendously over the past year. I mean, I remember the start of last year was really bad, but it got tight near the end of the year. He's been playing decently on Live with a few top 10 finishes. It could be his time to potentially win a Masters. I'm not going to pick him, but as an underdog pick, I think he could be there. My other underdog pick would be Ricky Fowler. Why? I also like Ricky Fowler. But in all seriousness, he did compete last year at the 2023 U.S. Open, where he had, a lead heading into the final round, which he sadly blew to Wyndham Clark. Good for Wyndham Clark, sad for Ricky. However, he has played well there at Augusta. He finished second to Patrick Reed in 2018. His form is decent. If he just gets it could be his time. I don't know if it is going to be his time. It's less likely than most. But as an underdog, I'll definitely take him. I'll take him as an underdog. He could win. He's a good iron player, good putter, good short game, okay driver. It could work out for him this year, and that will be all for me, Roughing the Passer. I thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video, share it with all your golf friends, hit the subscribe button if you like my content, hit the bell to stay notified when all the uploads are uploaded. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.